Welcome to TechCybo.com. This is part 9 of creating responsive website with ASP.NET and Bootstrap. In this video I will show you how to create a secure login with session, and cookies to remember your password. If you are not yet watched previous videos, either you watch the video or download the project files, links in the description. So far we created our sign in and sign up page. First let's create a sign in link in our sign up page. Then create a new sign up link button in sign in page. Place it after the login button. Link to signup.aspx. Refresh and see the result. Now let's write some code for our login button. Double-click the login button in sign-in page. Add SQL client and configuration references to get SQL functions and connection string from web.config file. In button click event create a new string to get the connection string. Paste the connection string name from web.config file. Create a new connection object with using. The use of using in SQL functions are discussed in part 7. Inside that create command object with the query to check the username and password. Now we need to store our information in a data table. So we need an SQL data adapter. Add data reference. Create a new data table. Fill the data table with data adapter. If the password and username match, the data table fill with data. So if the count of rows in the data table is not 0, then we redirect the user to their homepage. So create a new web form. Add the code of Bootstrap and jQuery. Also our navigation bar. Instead of this, you can use the master page concept to reduce code. Redirect user when a successful login. Before coding our else part, let's check our login code. Run the project with username and password. Nothing happened. Let's check our code. Here we need to get the text value from the toText box, so add a .text in our code. After that, run the project. Now it's successful logged in and it redirects to the user page. Now we need a label to display our error messages for invalid username or password. Create a new form group. Create a empty MD2 division. Create another MD6 division for our label. Remove the text property and ID. Then in the else part, change our label text to the error message. And add a text danger class to the label. Run the project. Type some invalid entries. Our label is perfectly placed. Now we don't need the sign up button in navigation bar. Now let's create our logout button in user page navigation bar. Remove the existing list item. And inside a list item add a new button. Change ID and add a navbar btn class. Perfect. Now let's make our login system more secure with session. ASP.NET Session State enables you to store and retrieve values for a user, as the user navigates ASP.NET pages in a web application. ASP.NET Session State identifies requests from the same browser during a limited time window as a session, and provides a way to persist variable values for the duration of that session. Create a new session variable in a successful login. Here we store the value of username text box to our session. Now open user home CS file. In the page load, check for the session value is null or not. If it is null, redirect the user to the sign-in page. Now in user home, let's display the name of the user that logged in a label text. So change the label text with the value from the session variable. Run the project. Now it display the username in the user home page. Now let's code our logout button. Create a click event for logout button. Clear the session variables. Also redirect user to homepage. Run the project. Perfect. Now let's code our remember password functionality with cookies. To do this, when the user login and checkbox is ticked, store the username and password in cookie variables. And define an expiry time in days. After the specific days, the cookie automatically disabled. And when the user did not want to store the password, then set the cookie's expiry days to -1. And move our session codes outside the cookie if statement. Now we need to retrieve the username password when user access the login page. To do this, in the page load event of sign in, check whether the cookie is null or not. If it is not null, then populate the text box from cookies. Now run the project. And everything works as expected. That's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel and give a thumbs up, it helps our channel a lot. Thank you, see you in the next episode.